Okay, folks. So, another Black Bandit video. This one is, I'm going to call this one Operation Gauges. In my last video, I basically showed you I'm looking at adding 2 more gauges to my panel. So, what I've done here is I've got a bracket. It's actually a door hinge. $3-4 for this piece at a Home Depot. But I'm going to put this right here because based on what I've been getting in feedback, a lot of the fans are saying I should put it right here. So from the side, it's gonna look like that. It's gonna be on a bit of an angle, just like that. And the gauges will be in there. So in this case, I've got to take my 85 millimeter. It's 85 millimeter, so yeah, I got to take it out. Cut some holes inside there, obviously, for those holes in this bracket to go in here. So this is basically just the, I don't know, the start point, besides the other video that I was just trying to get some suggestions, but everybody likes it right here. So I'm thinking of having it up on an angle like that, so the gauges are right there in front of me, and I can get really good tuning and see what's going on as I'm riding this bad boy. So I think I'm going to be changing out this gauge because, like I said, I don't know what happened to it. It just seems to have stopped. I turn it on. If I'm looking at it directly, like what we're seeing right now, that's exactly what I'm seeing. But if I turn the angle, it does that. And that's completely useless to me. So I'm thinking of going with more of an analog style gauge, one that just has my speed on there and how much kilometers the bike, the speed it goes, and how far I'm riding, and all this other stuff with this. It's annoying. You pay you pay quite a few bucks for these things, and you don't really get a lot of mileage out of them. I don't know what this is gonna reach before it stops, but yeah, you can see here. I gotta I'm literally holding the gauge on an angle. So if I'm riding this thing with the gauge completely flat like that, you can't see anything, and the batteries are fine on the bike. So that's just to help you out if you're looking at buying this gauge. I got this gauge off of Amazon, and it has lasted a couple of years. The only thing I've actually replaced was the GPS antenna. The original one is still here. It's right there. And this is the new one. So this one stopped working on me, and I put in the new one. I'm not sure what the gauge is actually going to read up front there, because this might have different information than this one. So I might not have the actual kilometers or the distance that I've rode with this thing. But like I said, the bearing in the back there, in the back here in this carousel, it is done. So this summer coming up, I'm definitely not gonna ride. I gotta get the rim completely straightened out again and trued with the spokes. So I'll send that out because I like this setup. It's a 36 tooth at the back here, but I definitely got to do bearings in the back before I take this out, because this thing's gonna top out at a much higher speed. The cylinder is still out, and that's still the old piston. I haven't done any headwork. I just keep this bag on here because I don't want any dust or any crap going down in there. Let's just see what this thing is at right now. So you can see I just don't know what it's gonna hit before it. But the last time on the last GPS antenna, this thing was over 500 kilometers. It usually it hits a certain number and then it will just jump right up. And for some reason, it's just counting away. This whole part of it is kind of a pain in the butt too, the way it does this. You think it would just have the actual kilometers set, from the time you turn on the ignition or you turn on the power this thing should be ready just like a car, but it does this every time. Just sits there and counts all the way up till it reaches the kilometers that the bike has reached, and that's it. So I'm not too sure. This thing obviously must go by the GPS antenna because I have changed it. So I'm just not sure what it's going to show here, but it'd be kind of interesting just to see what it's going to show. Because since I changed out the last one, it was definitely over 500 kilometers. And then I put this new antenna in here, and I wrote it some more. So let's just see what I've basically got on this thing. Yeah, this part is annoying, but yeah. As for the gauge kit, I'm gonna put those gauges. Yeah, just over here. This is the I think this is the exhaust temperature. So I'll get one of that right there. And where's the other one? Okay, the other one is here. I think this is the yeah. So this is the air fuel ratio. So I'm gonna have these two gauges sitting in that, just like that, and obviously the other gauge there. Just doing this to kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on for who didn't see the last video. Let's take this out of the box real quick. By the way, all this stuff I got off of Amazon, obviously. Used to be the spot to get everything. But yeah, so these two gauges, they'll be in this panel just like that. Right? Nice and sunk in there. And I'll have the wires, obviously, run through the box. I don't want them visual. So I'll probably put them through the back side over here somewhere. And then I'll connect everything up. See, so you can see there it's still going up. I'd be surprised. I probably even got closer to 1,000 K on this bike between the two GPS sensors. This is just on the second sensor the little bits that I rode last summer. So yeah, this bike's definitely up there in kilometers. It's got a lot of riding on it. I've had a lot of fun with it, but now it's time to just step it up. You know, in one of my previous videos, I showed you the other cylinder that I was running. When you compare the two from the what cylinder that was there, the Minarelli air-cooled cylinder, there's just no competition. Even just how it's built and how it's set up, you can't really compare the two. So yeah, look here, this is crazy. So yeah, it takes a time for this thing to count all the way up, but I'm not gonna bore you with all that. The bike's got quite a few kilometers on it, like I said. If you've seen my videos, you'll see I've rode this thing all over the place. And yeah, so stay tuned. Like and subscribe. I'm gonna have this gauge kit on here. Just get this out of the way. I'll have this bad boy right on here, and in my next video, we'll have everything attached, and I'll have everything all lit up for you guys, so you can see what everything looks like once it's all set up. So this is the Black Bandit. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe. Signing out.